Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithful? It's your boy Mike from the Nothing But Niners crew. We are back to bring you guys a quick hitter right here. All right, we're going to talk about Gerald McCoy and the mystery that's surrounding him. But before we get to all that, I want to thank you guys for checking us out here on the YouTube page. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If it's your first time here, you are not going to want to miss anything that we bring to you. So hit that little notification bell. We go off script sometimes, just like this video. Also, make sure you check out the website. It is www.nothingbutniners.com. There you're going to see a bunch of great articles written by a bunch of great people. You're going to be led to our social media pages. You're even going to see some photos by your fellow faithfuls out there, okay? So make sure you guys are sending us some emails with those photos, okay? The email address is nothingbutniners, spelled all the way out, at gmail.com. You can even send it to nbniners@nothingbutniners, spelled all the way out.com. We're everywhere, man, just like your Visa. We're everywhere you want to be. All right, the social media pages that you're going to see on our website is our Facebook and our Instagram. Those are Nothing But Niners, again, spelled all the way out. Make sure you guys give us a hit up over there, okay? Thumbs up, like, subscribe, feedback, all that good stuff, man. Join the community over there, especially at Facebook. They're strong over there. They're strong. Then you're also going to be led to our Twitter and our Snapchat. Those are Nothing But the number 9 ERS. Those are the only two places that is different, all right? So make sure you guys hit us up over there. I am 49ers Mike _NF, and tonight my man Nick is here. He is 49er Faithful 365 all day, every day. What's up, Nick? How you doing over there, baby?
You got to stop saying "and tonight." Like, I'm always here. I'm always here. Unless I'm on vacation or in physical therapy or whatever. You know, this is the, the NBA crew, man. We're here all the time.
All right, guys. So make sure you guys hit us up, all right? We're going to do this thing, man. Tonight, we're talking Gerald McCoy and the mystery surrounding him. Should the 49ers be making a move on him, okay? Now, this is not going to be a long, drawn-out video. This is another topic that we felt like we needed to bring to you guys, all right? So we want to thank our supporters out there for coming along with us for this ride. If you guys are here and you're watching this live, probably just got done watching the other live video we did. So salute to you guys out there, okay? Now, Nick, Gerald McCoy is a free agent. They went into the offseason, as in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they went into the offseason, they were strapped for cash. They had about $1.2 million in cap space. They needed over 10 to sign their rookie free agents. Well, Gerald McCoy happened to be a victim of circumstance. His contract by himself was over $13 million worth of cap space, and they could not find a trade partner. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' hands was forced. Bruce Arians made a decision, and they flat out released Gerald McCoy. In the meantime, they have gone out and they are rumored to sign Ndamukong Suh. I don't think it's officially happened yet, but if it has, my apologies. Either way, Gerald McCoy, a really good defensive tackle, is on the market. Our question tonight is, should the 49ers make a move after Gerald McCoy? Now, guys, we're not going to do a whole bunch of back and forth, but this is a topic that we need to discuss. The 49ers have probably one of the best defensive lines in the NFL without Gerald McCoy. When you introduce Nick Bosa, if and when healthy, he's going to be a really good prospect coming out of this draft, probably the best prospect coming out of this draft. You have Dee Ford, who was the best at his position last year, coming to this 4-3 wide 9 position. All right, it's going to be a little change for him, but the 49ers seem to be very confident in his ability and what he can do at that position. And then we have our defensive tackle on the inside in DeForest Buckner. Forrest Buckner finished the year with over 12 sacks, and he's coming back with a vengeance and ready to do even more damage because he did not have that outside pass rusher to take some of the pressure off of him on the inside. Then that gives us the other guys like Arik Armstead, DJ Jones, Ronald Blair, who moves all over that defensive line, and much more. The people out there usually are going to tend to think that the 49ers defensive line is set. But the question tonight is, should we be making a move for Gerald McCoy? Now, Nick, I didn't mention anybody like Solomon Thomas. I'm going to give the floor to you so you can give your opinion and what you think the 49ers should do. We're going to start with the should do. The floor is yours.
All right. So what do I think the 49ers should do? I think they should obviously go and pick up this guy. It doesn't hurt for a one-year deal. Bring some more veteran status in. But this guy can play. Right? So he can play You know, he can line up in front of the center. He can line up in the 1-tech. He can line up in the 3-tech. He can line up, you know, all different positions on this defensive line. He's done it before. I've seen him go from, you know, lined up against a tackle to a guard to a center. You've seen it. You know, you've seen him as a nose, a 1, a 3. You've seen it all. But you absolutely, with this defensive line, you got, like you said, Arik Armstead, DJ Jones, Ronald Blair, Solomon Thomas, all guys that play that 1-tech in this system. We keep talking about putting Solomon Thomas back at that 1-tech, so that he's not playing the outside because of Bosa and Ford being there. And then you're talking about bringing in a Gerald McCoy. Am I crazy for wanting to bring him in? No, because I want that type of talent. I want that type of player, that mentality, that dog. But do I see the 49ers doing it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The reason I don't see them doing it is because you have a young guy in DJ Jones. You got a young guy in Ronald Blair. You have a number 3 overall pick in Solomon Thomas. You got Arik Armstead on his last year of his contract. Now, if this was next year and you move on from Arik Armstead, and if Solomon Thomas doesn't perform and you can try to move on to him, then it's a no-brainer for me. But it's still sort of a no-brainer for me, but I just don't see it happening. Yes, we have the cap space. Yes, we have the money. But do we really need to utilize that money on somebody when we have a DeForest Buckner who's coming up with a contract extension, I guess you could say? Would money hold me back? No. Will positions of what we have on this team right now hold me back? Are they better than Gerald McCoy? No. Will they hold me back? Yes, because you still have young guys in, like I said, Blair, Solomon, DJ Jones, Contavious Street, just to name a few. You got a bunch of guys that haven't really gotten playtime here yet, and you don't know what you're getting. Why take that opportunity when you already have a really good defensive line on paper, what we think we're going to have, and disrupt that and disrupt the growth of these younger guys?
All right. So listen, I'm gonna go take it to the back, right to the beginning. Same question I asked you: should the 49ers sign Gerald McCoy? 100% yes. Why should the 49ers do it? Depth. That's it. There's no need to continue discussion. Gerald McCoy is a better defensive tackle than DeForest Buckner. Yeah, I said it. He's a better DT than what DeForest Buckner is. DeForest Buckner aspires to be and have the career of a Gerald McCoy. Now, Gerald McCoy has been injured these last couple of seasons. He's missed a couple of games. That'll drop the price tag on him. He's obviously not worth the $13 million that his contract was calling for. That's why they couldn't get a trade partner for him. If people thought that Gerald McCoy was worth $13.1 million, they would have traded for him. So he's not, which means that the 49ers are going to get him on a discounted price, and he's going to add serious depth on the interior part of our defensive line. It's going to make guys like Ronald Blair not have to play inside because he can focus on being an outside player. Right now, Ronald Blair is a switchblade of a player. He moves all over the defensive line because he has to supplement some of the weak and shortcomings of other players and people in those positions. He won't have to do that now. We'll still have guys like Arik Armstead, Solomon Thomas, DJ Jones that can play on the inside. Let Ronald Blair learn, master, and perfect playing defensive end, which is probably where he's better suited. I don't know. But I'm just saying. Bring in Gerald McCoy. All right? Another reason the 49ers should do it is that it's veteran presence. A lot of everything that Nick was saying is why the 49ers likely wouldn't do it is because of youth and inexperience. You have guys like DJ Jones going into their second year. You have guys like Solomon Thomas going into his third year. You have guys like Ronald Blair going into his third year. You have guys like Arik Armstead. Yeah, this is his fifth year. But they picked up that option, right? They don't really know if he's the guy because this is only his second year in this system. Well, his third year. I'm sorry, his third year in the system. We don't know who Arik Armstead is, and the team isn't quite sold on him. So it's a lot of youth, a lot of inexperience, and Gerald McCoy could be the guy to show these young dudes how they should properly do it and prepare and play for this position. All right. Should the 49ers do it? The answer is simply yes. Now, Nick went to go on and said, not would they do it. What was the next part you said? There was a way you phrased it.
I said, should they do it? Yes. Will they do it?
Okay. So will they do it? All right. I would like to end with will they, but I'll go here now. Will the 49ers do it? You're asking us to make a prediction. I'm going to have to say no. I think the 49ers are scared to do it. I think the 49ers, like myself, bought into and fell into the trap of the Solomon Thomas thing. If it weren't for Solomon Thomas, I could see the 49ers doing it. But I think that they're going to believe in a lot of the words the young man spoke just tonight, talking about his progress, talking about his mental growth and maturity, the maturation process of Solomon Thomas. I think those are the kind of things that are going to hold the 49ers back, emotional decisions. Listen, Solomon Thomas has never come close to what Gerald McCoy has in this league against the top competition on a consecutive basis. He's not consistently good. Solomon Thomas might have 4 or 5 plays a game where he looks elite. Gerald McCoy has 8 or 9 games a season where he looks elite. It's not the same. But I do think, and I could see the 49ers making an emotional decision here. We believe in Solomon Thomas. We want DJ Jones to be this good. We believe that Contavious Street can come in and do X, Y, and Z. We hope that Ronald Blair can do X, Y, and Z. We think that Arik Armstead can do X, Y, and Z. All of those different various possibilities are going to be the reason the 49ers don't do this. But guys, that doesn't mean it's right. What's the right thing to do? You build up a defensive line that will rival the depth of what the Philadelphia Eagles had their year that they beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. The depth on this defensive line would be freaking phenomenal. We got the cap space. We've got the time. We can bring him in on a 1-year rental. There is no logical reason or explanation as to why the 49ers should not be bringing in Gerald McCoy. I'm going to give you the floor back, Nick, for any kind of rebuttal that you may have.
You said it before, and people are asking in the chat, well, Sue and McCoy are semi the same type of players. Why do we not want Sue? For me, Sue and McCoy are in different levels of play, but Sue is more of a head case than anything compared to McCoy. McCoy is really good off the field and on the field, as in where Sue is more of a head case on the field and doesn't really do much off the field. Yes, you probably would have got Sue a lot cheaper than you would McCoy. Now, is McCoy still the all-pro that he was, 3 years ago? No. Is he still an upgrade over some of the things that we have on this line? Absolutely. But like I said, I just don't see – I understand depth, but right now we have a lot of depth. We just don't have a leadership depth. We don't have that guy who's going to want to come in here and play on first and second downs, because that's what McCoy really plays, is he's a first and second down guy anymore. And stunt the growth of young players such as, like I said, DJ Jones, Ronald Blair, like you said, can play all over. Who else? Let's see. Arik Armstead, we're just paid $9.5 million for. And like I said, if we didn't pick up Arik Armstead at $9.5 million this year and Solomon Thomas was really going to get traded, then I could see it happening, being more of a realistic thing. Like I said, do I think that it would be a bad move if they go and get him? No, but would I be in complete agreement with it, as in stunting the growth of the young guys?
Let me interject really quick. These young guys are all under contract for at least 2 more years. Solomon Thomas is going into his 3rd year. That's this year. Then there's next year. Next year, Gerald McCoy could be gone. Then there's his 5th-year option. DJ Jones is going into his 2nd year. We've got him for 2 more years after this season. You can't stop and not get a guy like Gerald McCoy when he's available because of the youth that's on this team. This will be Ronald Blair's 3rd year, and after this season is over, we'll have him for another year. There's nobody that's here right now, except for Arik Armstead, that Gerald McCoy would take snaps from that they can't come back and play more later on? Nobody.
Right. And I understand that, but you're still stunning their growth. You're still literally stunning their growth.
Or you're teaching them. You talked about the depth. There's a difference between depth and then bodies. Right now we have bodies. Can you tell me without a shadow of a doubt that we have a top 10 defensive tackle on this defensive line? Just name me one.
A top 10 defensive tackle?
Yeah.
DeForest Buckner's a top 10 guy.
I would argue he's top 12, but okay, I'll give you DeForest Buckner. Give me another one.
With a pass rush, I think Arik Armstead could be too.
You think? That's not without a shadow of a doubt. That's not unequivocally being a top 10 defensive tackle.
Was Gerald McCoy a top 10 guy last year? No.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Yes, he was.
Absolutely not. He didn't even play a full season.
You don't have to play a full season. It's rare that people play a full season. Don't give me that. Don't give me that he didn't play a full season. It's super rare that anybody in any position in the NFL plays a full 16 games.
But I'm saying when he did play, he was not a top 10 guy in the league.
And I'm telling you that he was. Look at the stats. I don't know how you want to look at it. You can look at his sack totals. You can look at PFF. He was a top 10 defensive tackle in the NFL. You're naming a bunch of bodies. We hope Ronald Blair is this. We think Arik Armstead could be this. We want Solomon Thomas to be that. None of these guys are.
No, it's not.
It's
not about thinking that we want guys to be that. We're not giving them the opportunity to be that because we continually replace them with somebody else and don't let them get into the mix and mold well with the defensive line and get into that rhythm to be somebody. Every year we keep saying, well, this guy could be something, but let's go out and get somebody else and take his spot. And then wait, okay, next year, now this guy can get his chance. And then next year we'll go and say, oh, well, we still have him under contract for another year, so let's go get somebody else. Well, now we just wasted the entire growth period and age period of these guys and haven't allowed them to succeed when Gerald McCoy is not a young chicken. It's the same as bringing in an Elvis Dumervil, but you were totally against the Elvis Dumervil on stunning growth of the young guys, but now that Gerald McCoy is available, it's a different story.
That's true, because Elvis Dumervil wasn't top 10 in his position. Elvis Dumervil was good. He wasn't top 10 in his position. Gerald McCoy is that. And then there's other reasons behind that. We had no idea who was behind Elvis Dumervil. We were thinking, could Peter Taumapinu be something special? Is Eli Harold finally going to come out of a shell? Those guys were bigger question marks than guys like Ronald Blair. We've seen what Ronald Blair can do. Those guys were bigger question marks than Solomon Thomas. We still don't know what Solomon Thomas can do, but I've already written him off as a bust. I'm not going to hold any qualms here. You guys know what my thinking is. I've already said that Solomon Thomas is going to shake out to who we wanted him to be. DJ Jones, we don't know, but we also know that DJ Jones is here for 3 more years. You could be stunting growth. It's possible, but you could also be teaching these guys a valuable lesson from a long-time seasoned vet who you know is going to give you top 10 production because he's going to see a reduction in snaps. You said yourself that we're going to keep him here for only 2 snaps. He's not going to be a 3-down player anymore, which is what he was doing in Tampa. He's going to only be here for 2 downs.
That means he was a first and second down guy in Tampa.
He was playing rundowns in Tampa also. He was playing rundowns.
Yeah, in the beginning, like he wasn't in the last 2 years.
I beg to differ. I can pull up a snap count if you want, but I beg to differ. My point is, he is going to be only a 2-down guy here because we have so many other guys and there's so much depth. I don't know why we have this fear of depth right now at this time frame. Listen, we don't know what Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be, and we know that the run game should be good, regardless of who our quarterback is, right? Do you agree with me on that?
Mm-hmm.
So there's 2 ways that you can win games. I want to bring you back in time here. Let's jump in the time machine, and let's go to the 2012 49ers. We didn't know what Colin Kaepernick was going to be, but we knew we had Frank Gore and Kendall Hunter. We didn't know for sure what those wide receivers were going to be. What do we have? Michael Crabtree and Mario Manningham, or Kyle Williams? Michael Crabtree coming off of the ACL, and Brett Swain, right? But this is what we did know. These were the cold, hard facts. The 49ers had the best front 7 in the NFL. and the 49ers have one of the best running games in the NFL. Top 3 in the run game, top 2 in defense. We have a chance to build that right now in this very moment if we pick up Gerald McCoy. We can say without a shadow of a doubt that Gerald McCoy, Nick Bosa, DeForest Buckner, and D Ford would be the best front 4 in the entire NFL. Without a question. There is not another front 4, just the 4, that is gonna rival what those guys can do on the field at the same time. And then we have that slew of running backs that we have. We can control the clock with the run game. And even if we go to the passing game, our check down guy is going to break off 7-8 yards at a pop. We can control the clock, and we have a forceful defense. This 49ers team instantly becomes a playoff team if we add Gerald McCoy. That's my argument for it.
I don't disagree with you that it will make us better, but I don't think it will make us better in the long run. And what I mean by that is, like I said, is we're not one player away from right now being a Super Bowl contender. We're really not, offensively or defensively. I don't think we're one player away. I think we're a few. But I also think that few will come from coaching and younger guys becoming who they are. You go out and you get a Gerald McCoy. Is he going to make this team better right now? Yes. If we fail and we don't go to the Super Bowl, then next year we're right back to square one and teaching these guys and getting them more snaps and getting them acclimated with the rest of the defensive line. When we already have a ton of guys who are going to be rotating. So obviously you go get a Gerald McCoy, you're going to get rid of other guys. You're going to get rid of, you have to look at getting rid of Armstead. You got to look at getting rid of Solomon. Then you have DJ Jones. I know Blair's not an inside guy all the way, but he can play there. You got Contavious Street, who's probably going to play more inside or maybe be a Ford backup, but you don't know. We don't really know what his role is going to be yet. And it definitely makes our team better right now, but it doesn't make our team better, as the whole brick by brick saying says, in the long run. Because if you give him a 1-year deal, he does really well, then you have to sign him again if you want to bring him back to keep that chemistry on this defensive line. And then you lose Armstead, and then you got young guys in DJ Jones, who I really, really like and think could be something, but it depends on how many snaps he gets and how much he plays. Do I want to halter the future of the defensive line for one guy for 1 year? No. I'd rather coach up the young guys because, like you said, about every other player, running backs, receivers, everything else, you're getting very minimal snaps if you're not the starter. Even on the defensive line, you're still not going to get as many snaps as you would adding an additional guy to Arik Armstead, DJ Jones, Solomon Thomas. All their snaps are going to go down one way, or you look at it or the other. They're all going to go down. Is this team in the right position? Are we missing that piece right now to get to a Super Bowl? No. Will it benefit us? Yes. Will it also hurt us? Yes. It'll hurt us for future growth.
You said Gerald McCoy would have to make us get rid of, and then you proceed to name 4 different players. How does adding
because one of them. He's not going to make you get rid of 4. He's going to make you get rid of one of those guys, no matter how you look at it.
So then let me ask you this question. Who would you rather have going forward? Let's just say for a year. Just 1 year. Boom or bust, 1 year. Would you rather have Gerald McCoy or Solomon Thomas?
I'd rather have McCoy.
Would you rather have Gerald McCoy or Ronald Blair? Don't lie. Please don't lie.
I'd probably rather have Blair because he's a 4-down guy. To be honest, he's more versatile. Tell me he's not more versatile.
Okay, so we want a guy that can play more positions, but not play one position as good as the guy that we're talking about. If that's the game we're playing, then I don't have an argument. That's fine. If that's the game you would rather play, then fine. So
you asked me my opinion. That's my opinion.
And I'm saying that, okay, if that's your opinion, then there's no need for me to continue the exercise. So if that's what we're going to do, then that's what we're going to do.
No, you do something different. That's my opinion. I'm just saying, I don't see what does Gerald McCoy make this team better? Yes. Does he make us better for the future? No, he doesn't.
But the future is not inhibited. There's not a single player that we are going to lose except for Arik Armstead. That he's the only player that's at risk of not being here the year after Gerald McCoy is gone. He's literally the only one because he's on his 5th-year option. Everybody else is here at least another season after that.
But I understand that. But then you have to go through. You have to go through. We just heard this. We just heard this the other night with Adrian Colbert. Defenses and players on the line, the backs. You need to communicate well. You need to know how to play with each other. You hear it on the offensive line. You hear it on the defensive line. Why stunt the growth of younger players for somebody who's on the tail end of his career?
Why is it a stunt to do that?
How is it not? You're taking snaps away from them.
Oh, so now are you admitting that we stunted the growth of other players when we signed your boy in Elvis Dumervil?
And I told you why we signed Elvis Dumervil. We had guys who did not play that position before, ever. We brought him in here to help them grow and learn that position.
Here's a guy who was on our 53-man roster that's still here right now. If you tell me without hesitating that you would rather keep this name that I'm about to tell you as opposed to Gerald McCoy, I will stop arguing completely. This guy was on our 53-man roster last year, and he's here right now. And he's the only DT that we would have to get rid of. You ready? Sheldon Day.
No.
No what?
No, I wouldn't keep him.
So then get McCoy. That's it. That's the one roster change you got to make. You can keep everybody else you're talking about. You can keep Blair. You can keep Armstead. You can keep Buckner. There's no one else you got to get rid of.
You seriously don't think getting Gerald McCoy for 1 year stunts the growth of this defense?
No, because those guys are going to be right back the year after. There's no one else. That's what I just said.
But no one else. But how does it not stunt this year?
Because there's no one. Stunting means that they can't make that up. There's no one else. Listen, this is defensive line. We're not talking about wide receiver where you got to learn your routes and rhythm. This is beat the guy in front of you. We're talking about defensive line here. It's a completely different animal. Communication, all that stuff, yeah, that's cool in the secondary because they play zone. That's passing off a wide receiver to someone else. Communication is pivotal back there. Defensive line, you beat that man in front of you. The guy in front of you is who you got to beat. You got a double team, you got to beat that double team. That is your job. What you're doing right there has nothing to do with D Ford across the way from you. It has nothing to do with it. But I tell you what, Richard Sherman's got to communicate with Jimmy Ward back there. You're starting free safety, right? It's a different ball game, Nick. The trenches are different. You got to beat the man in front of you.
You still have to know how the person playing to you plays. You still have to know their ins and outs and tendencies.
You're gonna keep trying, huh?
Because you do. It's a proven fact. It's a proven fact. How are you going to tell me communication is nothing on the defensive line? How can you? That sounds absurd. How can you even say that?
What difference does it make? Because we're playing wide nine. The guys are spaced out. The guys are spaced all the way out. They're spaced out. You got 3 gaps that one player can play right in the front. They can move all over the place. Beat the man in front of you. Beat the 2 men in front of you. That's the job right now. There's no reason for the Niners to not get Gerald McCoy. People saying that, the young guys and the young guys haven't done anything.
Why haven't they done anything? Because we continually go out and get more people, and take that position.
No, because they suck. Because they're injured. We haven't gone out and gotten anybody to take anybody's position. Who do we bring in to replace Solomon Thomas? Who do we bring in?
DJ Jones. What are you talking about?
DJ Jones was a 2-down player at best. DJ Jones got 1/8 of the total defensive snaps last year. He was not a factor in Solomon Thomas's future.
But we went and drafted him. Then we went and drafted another position. We drafted DeForest Buckner. Then we drafted Arik Armstead. Then we drafted DeForest Buckner. Then we drafted DJ Jones. Then we drafted Sheldon Day.
You're giving me names. We just picked these guys up off the street. Julian Taylor was a 7th-round pick. You haven't even said his name yet, and he's one of my favorite guys. He's a 7th-round pick. He's not going anywhere for 3 more years. We got him. There's no reason. Listen, if you have a chance to build a juggernaut at any position, and it's not going to stop your future, you have to do it. There's no logical explanation not to. Let go of Sheldon Day. Bring in Gerald McCoy. If he doesn't work out, or if he does work out, he's imparted his wisdom on the younger guys, and we can continue to grow as a 49er fan base. That's it. And the roster gets better. There's no downside to bringing in a guy like Gerald McCoy.
I'm not arguing with you the fact that the roster gets better. But
That's exactly what you're saying. If the roster isn't, you're saying that we're stunting growth. We're not stunting growth because those guys are still here. They're still learning, and they're still getting reps.
But they're not getting anywhere near as many reps as they would to get on track. Then next year you're gonna say, oh well, Gerald McCoy had a really good year. We need to bring him back. Then we're gonna have to bring him back at more money. Now we're at 1 year left on this guy's contract, and it's a waste of a draft pick.
Wrong. Who led our team in sacks in 2017?
2017?
Elvis Dumerville.
Elvis Dumerville was 6.5.
And what did I say? Let his bum ass walk, right? Because he had served his little purpose. I don't care about how good a person was the year before. That's never been my MO. I don't care about that. That's not been me. I want someone. I honestly think the 49ers have a shot this year. People can say that we're not one player away. That's BS because nobody can name me 2 positions that the 49ers need to be a player away. You can't give me 2 or 3 positions. Nobody can. You're not going to tell me we need more wide receivers. You're not going to tell me we need quarterbacks. You're not going to tell me we need running backs. You all like our offensive line. You all like our defensive line. The one position that you guys aren't sure about is corner. You guys like the free safeties, and you guys like the linebackers if they're healthy. You cannot tell me that there's 2 positions this team needs to be one player away. If you do, you're just reaching. It's just a reach. There's no reason the 49ers are not one player away right now.
You're telling me to go and get McCoy, and you're saying only drop Sheldon Day. Do you know how many defensive linemen we have on this team right now?
I don't care. Replace them with Sheldon Day. You can tell me we got
so
30.
So you're going to keep 8, 9, 10 defensive linemen?
I only want 1. I don't care how many you keep. Get rid of Sheldon Day and bring in Gerald McCoy. The rest
but I'm saying you have to keep a certain amount. So you're not keeping 10 defensive linemen.
You're talking, but you're not saying anything. I'm giving you the answer right now. You're going to sit here and tell me how many players there are. Get rid of Sheldon Day, who was here last year, and bring in Gerald McCoy. Solution.
It's not a solution because you still have to get rid of some defensive linemen. You can't just get rid of 1.
Why can't you get rid of 1 to bring in 1? What are you talking about?
Because overall on the 53-man roster, you're not keeping 11 fucking guys.
We kept Sheldon Day last year. He made the 53. Take him off the 53.
And but you're also bringing Contavious Street back. You're bringing Sheldon Day back. You're bringing Solomon Thomas back. You're bringing Ronald Blair back. You're bringing Armstead back. You're bringing DeForest Buckner back. You're bringing D Ford in. You're bringing You're not keeping 11 defensive linemen on your 53.
All of those guys were here already. What are you talking about? They were already here.
No, they weren't. You just added D Ford. You just added Nick Bosa. What are you talking about?
And who do they replace?
That's 2 more guys.
What happened to Cassius Marsh?
Okay.
What happened to Dakota Watson?
How many guys?
Dakota Watson, bro?
Dakota Watson wasn't a defensive lineman.
Now he wasn't a defensive lineman, Nick? Now Dakota Watson didn't play on the defensive line?
He played like the Sam position most of the time.
Dakota Watson played defensive line, and so did Cassius Marsh. Those 2 are gone. That's your Ford, and that's your Bosa. Get rid of Sheldon Day. You're trying to talk me to a corner. It all works out, bro. Accept it. The right thing to do is get McCoy. You pick him up, and we're good.
So just tell me this. How many defensive linemen we have on this team right now?
I don't care. I want 1 for 1. I don't give a shit. Tell me we're keeping 6. Tell me we're keeping 9. I don't care. Get me McCoy.
But that's the case. That's what I'm trying to tell you right now.
That's not my problem, bro. That's not my problem. If you were going to keep X amount of guys and one of those guys was Sheldon Day, get rid of Sheldon Day and bring in McCoy. I don't care. That's semantics. That has nothing to do with this conversation.
It does, because I'm asking you, who else are you going to cut?
It doesn't. I'm not cutting 2, 3 to keep 1. I'm cutting 1 to keep 1. That's my answer.
You're cutting 1 to keep 1, but you're not making fucking sense.
I don't know how it doesn't.
You're not keeping 11 defensive linemen on this team.
I didn't ask you to keep 11. I don't care about 11.
I'm asking you, who else are you going to cut on this line?
I don't need to cut anybody else.
You do.
Why?
Because you're not keeping 11 on the 53-man
roster.
You're talking about 11. Give me 6 guys on this defensive line who you're keeping.
Nick, we're talking in circles. Why do I need to cut more than 1 person to sign 1 person?
Because I'm telling you right now, you only keep 6 players of your defensive linemen. So tell me who those 6 are.
I don't care about the 6, Nick. You're going somewhere else. I want 1 guy. I want 1 guy, Nick.
But you still have to cut others to get that 1 guy.
I'm giving you 1 name to keep my 1 name. That's it.
Right. But that's not how it works. You don't just say, I'm replacing Sheldon Day with this player, and he's going to make the team. Because now you're not only cutting one player, you have to get to 6 guys. So you need 6 guys overall.
Yeah, I don't have to get the 6 guys. This is some number that you just made up. I don't have to keep 6. We had more than 6 defensive linemen.
Okay, 9 guys. That's how many we carried last year. 9 guys.
Okay, so where do you come from with 6? What are you talking about with 6 then?
I'm asking you to give me 9.
I don't need to give you 9. I'm giving you 1 for 1.
Why do you ask me something you want me to answer? I'm asking you a question. Give me 9 guys you're keeping on this defensive line with Gerald McCoy.
Because I'm asking you what difference than 9 guys.
Because it's a question I'm asking you. It's that simple.
Okay, you ready? Here we go. I'll play along with your silly ass game. Here we go. We're gonna keep Arik Armstead. We're gonna keep Arik Armstead. We're gonna keep Buckner. We're gonna get Gerald McCoy. All right, you with me so far? You keeping count? Blair, Buckner, Armstead, McCoy. All right, let me see. Who else are we gonna keep here? Blair, Buckner, Armstead, McCoy. As a matter of fact, let me just pull up the list here. I'll give you the whole list here. D Ford, that's 5. Bosa, that's 6. DJ Jones, that's 7. Contavious Street, that's 8. Solomon Thomas, that's 9. Julian Taylor can go.
So you're cutting Julian Taylor, and who else you cutting?
Now you want everyone I'm cutting. First you wanted 9, now you want who I'm cutting.
No,
right.
I'm
talking
to myself. Who else are you cutting?
I'm going to cut Cedric Thornton. I'm cutting Julian Taylor. I'm cutting Capron Lewis Moore. I'm cutting Kevin Givens. I'm cutting Jamil Garcia-Williams. I'm cutting Sheldon Day. And that's it. Now you tell me you want one of those guys, and I'm going to say bullshit.
No, I that's all I wanted you to do. Answer how many guys you're keeping and what you're keeping.
That exercise didn't make a difference at all. I just wanted 1 for 1. I just wanted 1 for 1.
You still had to cut somebody that you love, a Julian Taylor. You still had to cut somebody else that you. It wasn't just a 1 for 1.
I'm okay with letting Julian Taylor go because Julian Taylor's not the player that Gerald McCoy is, Nick. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you can get better, you get better. Why are we holding on to youth that haven't done anything?
Because they haven't had the opportunity to do anything.
Julian Taylor had plenty of opportunity last year to do something, and he didn't do anything.
He played in a lot of regular season games?
He played in like 8 games, and he didn't even get all those snaps.
He did not play in 8 games. You were so pissed off that he wasn't getting snaps last year.
How many games did Julian Taylor play in?
I'd probably say 3.
Okay, that's even. So we're gonna keep a Julian Taylor for a guy that played in 3 games.
That wasn't even as a starter. I'm just saying he probably played in 3 games completely.
So then there should be no reason to not cut him. Then you're arguing for me now. That's.
I'm not arguing for you because I'm arguing for the fact that you're cutting the younger guy's strengths for a guy who's on the tail end of his career.
And I only want him for 1 year.
Will he make us better this year? Yes.
That's all that matters. And I think the Niners have the opportunity to go all the way this year, get better this year. That's my point. And Julian Taylor played in 3 games last year. Weeks 15, 16, and 17. That's it.
That's what I said. 3 games.
So I'm going to cry over a guy that played in 3 games last year? No. He had
How many games did McCoy play last year? 9?
All right, I'll pull that up for you too. Let's see.
It's just a
see if that helps your argument.
Why are you getting? I hate you when you're like this.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. There's no good reason not to pick up McCoy. That's all I'm saying. Here, I got it. I can tell you how many games he played last year. ESPN, Gerald McCoy finished the season with 6 sacks. I'm sorry. He's got 6 forced fumbles, 4 fumbled recovers, and come on, where's the rest of it? See all, here we go. Last year he played in 14 games.
13.
I'm looking at it right now. It says 14.
Okay.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. I'm looking at ESPN right now. It says 14 games. He had 6 sacks. That's it. And the year before that, 15 games. And the year before that, 15 games. And the year before that, 15 games. And the year before that, 13 games. And the year before that, 16 games. And the year before that, 16 games. There's no reason to not get this guy. He's healthier than our entire roster. We lost more time with him in his entire career than we did with Jimmy Ward in 1 season. Like, this guy is good. He's good. It's a good pickup, Faithful. I'm telling you guys, this is a good move. Even on a 1-year rental, and it's not going to cost us $13 million like if we traded for him. Imagine trading for him, because I said this before. I don't know if we said it on the show, but I was like, I would trade a 5th-round pick for him. Then you're picking up the $13 million contract, and you're giving up a draft pick. We don't even have to do that. He already knows he's not worth $13 million. Bring him in here for $9 million, $10 million, 1 year. Let him come in here and push us over the edge. Establish that depth. We're good to go, man. You can't – there's nothing to argue against here. Gerald McCoy is the right move for the 49ers to make.
There is an argument to make. They're not going to do it.
I heard you say that someone asked, what's the difference between McCoy and Sue, right? Sue is a good guy off the field. I don't know if that's what you were – I don't know if you were insinuating that he wasn't. You said off the field he's not a –
I said he's a head case.
He's not a head case off the field. He's crazy on the field. Between the whistles, he's a nutbag. I'll give him that. He plays with a tenacity and an edge. But off the field, he's a really good dude in his community. He's a gentle giant off the field. But I will say this. The difference is Gerald McCoy is going to give you consistency. And Ndamukong Suh can have a game where he's going to have 7 quarterback pressures, and then he can go on a stretch for 4 games where he doesn't have a single one. You have no idea what you're going to get with Ndamukong Suh. Gerald McCoy is a steady body in there and playing well every single game. That's what you want from a guy. That you need consistency, so you know exactly what you're going to get. And you make him rotational. His legs are even more healthy. You can't lose that way.
Well, I wouldn't say you can't lose, but like I said, does it make sense to bring him in here? For me, does it make sense to bring him in player-wise? Yes. Does it make sense for the future of this team? No. Makes no sense. And that's why I highly doubt that the Niners – that he's even on the Niners' radar, because they believe in the youth that they have and they want to coach them up and make them players for years to come, not just 1-year players.
Well, I rest my case here, man. I think I've done a good job arguing for McCoy.
Yeah, because you don't listen to what anybody else ever says.
I literally answered every question you had.
Okay.
What question didn't I answer? That's what I thought. Okay. So if you don't have any other arguments, I rest my case. People who are watching this, leave your comments in the comment section, please. Pro McCoy, against McCoy, tell us why or why not. It's all fun, guys. It's just a hypothetical situation. I just don't think you can go wrong by adding the guy. He's a good dude. He can come in here and play. And by the way, for the people who are saying that Gerald McCoy wasn't good enough to be kept by the Bucs, that's not true. 1, they asked him to renegotiate his contract. 2, the only reason they were in trouble is because they could not afford to sign their rookies. So his contract by itself was $13 million. They needed over $10 million to sign their rookies. That's the only reason they got rid of him. If it weren't for that, he would still be there. So don't sit there and think that, oh, he's fallen off, he's too injured and all that stuff. Played 14 games. The guy is fine. I promise you guys he's fine. All right? Leave your comments, leave your concerns, feedback, and all that stuff. Tell us we argue too much. Tell us we don't argue enough. Tell us you hate the show that we just did. Tell us you love the show that we just did. Doesn't matter. My man Nick is 49er Faithful 365 on Twitter. Give him a follow. He loves to talk 49ers and will randomly ask you questions about his beard. I don't know what that's about, but he will do that for you guys, all right? I am 49ers Mike _NF. Give me a follow on Twitter. I've been taking a step back lately, but I'm out there, guys. I will talk to you. I'll respond to you. Just don't send me a DM. I don't know how to look for the request. I don't do that a lot. I apologize. But give the main page a follow. It is nothing but the number 9 ERS on Twitter. Give us a follow there. And we'll be sure to wrap it up with you guys, all right? If you have any questions, you can shoot us an email, nb9ers@nothingbutniners. All right, guys? Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always remain faithful.
We out of here. Peace.